Welcome to the Fire Away Podcast. The podcast is the Fire Away Podcast. Oh yeah. Here we go. Let's do it.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Fire Away Podcast. I am your host, Mark Meyer, and today I'm here with Matt Williams. What's going on, Matt?
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, good, man. Happy 2025. This is a
Brand new year.
brand new year. Excited for what we got coming up in the show. We're going to have some new guests this year. Format's going to stay the same. We are talking video,
Yes.
so we're going to try to add a little bit of video in here. Don't know how it's going to work yet, but we'll let you know when that's coming. You'll start to see some video clips on social media first. Speaking of social media, follow us on Instagram, fire_away podcast on Instagram. Catch up on all episodes now, anywhere you get your podcast. This is episode 41. This is going to be episode 41, which is pretty cool. We do have our special guest today, Mr. Edwin Montano. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yes. What's going on, Edwin? How
Good
are
morning.
you?
How
Good
are you,
morning.
everybody?
How you
Hey,
doing?
good, man.
Good.
Thank you for getting on the show. You're our first guest of 2025.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm glad to be here. And I was talking with Fred Anders before, how that work, all of that. So
Yeah.
I'm here right now.
Yeah, you're here, man, and we appreciate it, man.
And Fred's not.
And Fred's not. Sorry, Fred, but we stole Edwin and we did the show without you. No, it's thank you for being on, man. We try to get a different group of people on, so we got some fresh podcast content, I guess you will, as far as employee spotlight goes.
And I don't know, have we had anyone from Install yet on here?
No. I
No.
don't think so. Just high commands, I believe.
Yeah, Gary Cox was on.
Yep. So okay, so you're talking about, and so let's just jump right into it then. Edwin, how long you been here at Fireline?
Well, I just got 10 years this past July last year.
So we started at the same time. I was 10 years in June.
Yes.
So I was right there, right before you. I win. No. So what did you do when you first came here?
Well, when I started, it was in the office, Mr. Ted Rater
I
and
remember
Ken
Ted,
Hoffrey and Charlie Moore when I got here. So I started as a sprinkler technician helper at that moment.
Okay.
And then I was assigned to a guy who came 1 month before me. So, and then we would start working from there.
Okay. So did you like doing that? I mean, you like that little? It's kind of a small department, right?
Yes.
You prefer it that way?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes. So what are you doing now?
Right now, in 2019, I was assigned as a project manager. So, and then I start, doing meetings, checking jobs, starting jobs, final the jobs, all that kind of stuff.
All the responsibility, right?
Yeah,
That comes
so-
along with it.
I couldn't sleep from that moment anymore.
That's it. So we were just talking before we got on the mics about you had to do time when we get off of here today, and I was like,
Yes.
yeah, it's always fun. For some reason, nobody knows how to clock in and out half the time.
All those adjustments.
Yeah, doing time is really just adjusting everybody else's time the whole time. So what you said you have 9 people plus yourself?
Yes, 9 people. It takes me like 4 hours sometimes, 3
Yeah,
hours.
I know all about it. I do 23, so
That good
it's a
thing-
full day.
The good thing last year, I liked the 2 last week of the year because everybody's on vacation. So time entry. boom, 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 boom.
Nice and easy.
Oh man, just one of the fun things of being the boss, right? Having to do all that stuff.
Now, you overseeing just sprinkler install?
Right now, we are working. Currently, we are merged already with Special Hazards.
Special Hazards.
So we are one combo right now.
Okay.
So we are working together with Mr. Todd and the other guys, David Krenzer,
Okay.
Dennis Bryan. So we are working on all of those kind of projects, and some of the guys already know water mist systems.
Yep.
And we just did a suppression stuff last year. What is it? IG 541 system.
Okay.
And together with a pre-action system.
Yep.
So yes.
Now, did you do fire protection at all before Fireline?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of the things I want to kind of explain because, everybody sees Edwin Montano riding around the truck, right? But before I came to the United States, right? So I'm from El Salvador. Originally.
El Salvador.
So I finished my high school on 2008.
Okay.
And then in 2009, I went to college for computer stuff. And then we had to run out from my little town because gangs were spraying crime, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we moved to another place. So we stayed there for another 3 years. And then all my paper came back from U.S. My dad, but he's my stepdad. So
Okay.
applied for us, my mom and my other two brothers. Got two siblings, my brother and my sister. So I came to United States in 2012.
Okay.
So at that moment, I was working with my dad for about a year doing masonry.
Okay. Mason work.
Yeah, so it was hard work,
Yes, it is.
brick, all of that kind of stuff. You know, after doing like computer stuff, so that was new and hard. So
Now, when you went to college, was that in El Salvador?
yes,
Okay.
I didn't finish, but
Okay.
I got that kind of knowledge already.
Yep.
Right. And then 2013, so I met with a guy, so from a company called American Automatic Sprinkler.
Okay.
Now it's not American Fire Systems, but I worked there from 2013 to 2014, like
Mm-hmm.
in June. So pretty much we did just roughing, piping all the time.
Okay.
Just doing piping. Nothing further there.
Yep.
But at that moment, I applied for going to the apprentice school. So I did 6 months there. So kind of got me another idea of the trade.
Yep.
Than just, wrenching piping, bolting piping. I just,
You got a more understanding of what you were doing.
yeah. So I just got rumblings of the NFPA at that moment.
Okay.
So, and then applied for Farland. Another, like I told you, he came here first. And then before leaving that company, I applied to Virginia Sprinkler.
Okay.
And then he told me, there's a opening here. What do you apply here? So that's how I got into
In the
here.
fire line.
Yes.
Awesome.
So it was pretty new from coming to the United States to working at Fireline, right? Because you said you came in 2012, so you started here in 2014.
Yes.
Something like that. Look, great. We're caught up on Fireline. I need to know. I want to know more about your upbringing in El Salvador. Are you cool to talk about that? What was it like growing up in El Salvador?
Well, on your childhood, that was kind of good, but with all that crime, you're in a country that was had like a civil war, and then on the 90s you got new governments, stealing money.
Yep.
So all this new generation is coming from, becoming like you're becoming like a gang or something because you don't see those opportunities. You can graduate from college over there, but you need to have someone like I call white neck
Like, okay. White
to
collar?
have someone help you out to get a job.
Okay.
So most of the time you are kind of trying to survive every day.
Yep.
That's how it is over there.
And so you were there to what, your 20s or so?
21 years.
21? Okay.
Yes.
Now, did you come right to Maryland from El Salvador?
I came to Virginia.
Virginia. Okay.
Yes.
So you were you came with your parents and your siblings?
Yes.
Okay. What was that transition like?
We came on April 2012. So we were on, mine was March 31st. I was here to come here, right?
Yep.
And so one of the things, we took the flight over there and then we came here. It was a shock
Yeah.
because was from here to here. I got kind of like, what is all of this? And my dad was kind of tough with me. So the same day, okay, here's the car. You start driving now. Go here, go there. So I was kind of,
All fast motion.
yes.
Now, is your siblings older or younger?
Oh, my sister, she's 19 right now.
Okay. so
And my
younger.
brother is 27. But
Okay. So, I mean, did you were kind of like, you're the older brother, right? So,
yes.
Did you feel like, hey, I got to go out and I got to be brave for them, like not show that I'm shocked? Like, did you feel any pressure as far as
Yes, I
to
got a lot
not-
of
to not-
pressure.
to
Yes.
not be scared? I mean, how did your parents adjust, right? Because they spent a lot more time in El Salvador than you. This is the first time they came out of the country as well?
Yeah, it was my mother, but my stepdad, he was here before.
Oh,
so-
he was here before. Okay.
Yes.
Gosh, I mean, it had to be a shock, right?
Yes.
Shock for her as well.
Yes.
Major adjustment.
Yes.
What do you think was the hardest thing?
At that moment was the language.
Okay.
Because I knew a little bit because I took some subjects over there for, English class. But the difference over there, you got classes from Cambridge, like UK English.
Okay.
So it's kind of different when you got here. So you start listening, that's something weird here. So that's one of the major things, adapt to the language.
Now, had you visited the U.S. at all before you came over here? Or
No.
When you came over, was your first time ever?
First time ever.
Okay. Now, what made you go to Virginia?
Why Virginia first?
Because my dad was living over there.
Oh, he was already living there.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, is he from the States?
No, he's from Mexico.
Okay, he's from Mexico, so he came here first.
Yes.
Man, so you come over, you're kind of, I guess, learning the language as you go then, right?
Yes.
You just kind of submerge into it and start to pick things up.
Yes, that's one of the things because that you put in yourself, right? So I went to see little schools over there,
Yep.
Alexander, Fairfax County, and I took some English class and started seeing Tuesdays and Thursday going just 2 hours afterward. You got tired, and I started thinking, this is not working really, because 2 hours you got 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I say I need to change something here. So start watching movies in English, reading the subtitles, music, listen documentary from Nat Geo, Discovery Channel.
Yep.
When I was going to work, so I put that in the phone, start listening.
Okay.
Yeah, on my earbuds. So
Yep.
that's how I start picking things up.
Okay.
I knew kind of the grammar already, but that helped me a lot.
That's fascinating, honestly. I mean, I've heard, the best way to learn is to immerse yourself in the culture, right? Is to come here, but you didn't really have a choice.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess when you get here, it's like, hey, now, did your mom speak English as well?
Oh, she's still learning.
She's still learning as well. So do you find it harder for her to learn since she's kind of a little bit of the older generation? You know what I mean?
Yes.
With technology is what I'm saying. Like it's unlikely that our parents would put headphones in, right, and listen to it on their drive. So I just figured it would be a little bit harder to pick up.
Yeah, it's kind of harder, but she's getting there.
Okay, that's good.
But my brother and my sister, they went to school, so they learn quick.
Yeah, gotcha. Do you guys ever visit back? Do you go back home?
Oh, El Salvador?
Yeah.
No, I haven't been there.
No?
I've been in Honduras because my wife, she's from there.
Okay. So do you have any plan? Do you still have family back in El Salvador at all?
Yes,
Any
got
connections?
uncles, cousins. We're still chatting around.
Yeah, I guess with social media makes it a lot easier, and
Yes.
cell phones today, I guess, to stay in touch.
Do they ever come visit up here?
No.
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 I got some cousins, like kind of third,
Okay.
but they're in California. So I
Okay.
went there 2014 to visit them.
How'd you like California?
It's really nice.
Yeah.
You
I've yet to be.
Yeah, I've never been.
I've yet to be. Is that a thing?
I knew what you meant.
Anyway.
My cousin took me over there to Walk of the Fame, the
Okay.
Beverly Hills
Yep.
tour. So
All the big money.
big money there.
Yeah, nice.
Now you said your wife is from Honduras.
Yes.
Did you meet her in the States?
Yes, I meet her over here.
You met her over here,
So that was in 2016.
2016.
Yes,
is when you met.
when we met her.
And when did you get married?
2017.
2017.
We did for civil marriage on March 17th.
Okay.
And then we did for the church on August.
Okay.
That was a kind of quick thing.
Oh yeah. Hey, when you know, right?
Yes.
So I know you were saying, like, growing up over there in the Civil War and the crime and the gangs. Did you ever feel pressure to join a gang growing up or anything like that?
No, because depends how your parents are.
Gotcha.
And
They kept you away from it.
my mom always was tough on me, tried to push me out to school and she was telling me all the time, if you do something, I'm going to beat you more than them.
Yeah.
So
It worked.
it worked.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. Now, I know, so you guys, you said you applied for the visa. You guys came over. You recently got a citizenship?
I got it in 2018.
2018. So
Yes.
congratulations, man. Was it hard?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got hard questions. I don't know why. Everybody say I got easy questions.
Yeah, you got the hard version of it, huh?
Yes, but how that work is once you come with your green card, so just if you're a single person, right? You stay 5 years, you do your taxes, and then you apply. After you got 5 years of taxes, you apply to the U.S. CIS.
Okay.
You send your application. They call you in about a year to do an interview.
It's exciting. Were you excited about it?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. I know when we were speaking, we had a meeting with Anna about like, hey, who can we get on the podcast? And we were talking to her. She had brought that up, and she said she knew it was kind of a exciting and a big deal for you. So I've always kind of wondered how that worked. I did not know about the 5 years and the paying your tax fund. You gotta make sure you're paying. Your taxes.
They want to make sure you're paying your taxes.
That's
cool,
man.
many people don't know how that works
I don't.
until you are living it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we're ignorant to it, because all of us are here. I'm assuming we're born in the States, but I have a few friends who've gotten their citizenship, but even then, I never asked them how it worked. But I have heard it's not easy, the test part of it. So
Yeah.
So you said you had an interview with the CIS or whatever they're called.
Yes.
And then was that your test, or did you have to have an interview and then they say, okay, he is good to test?
Well, you go to the interview. They read your form,
Okay.
what you have been done. So they ask you, you been smoking people, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You don't have to lie because they already know what you have done.
They already know the answers to the questions.
Yeah. So you cannot be mumbling there like, no.
Yep.
So you gotta be yes, no.
Yep.
And then part of the U.S. history. So I did that part too.
Now, do you get like a practice exam, or do you go to
Well, I did a YouTube video.
a YouTube video? There again, the technology coming through to help out.
yeah, man, I do everything with a YouTube video.
No, one of the questions is, when was the Louisiana state got sold for or got bought by United States?
Is that the Louisiana Purchase?
Yes.
Yep, I don't know. We're stats and information, Mike Sirac. Do you remember the answer?
1842.
Sounds right to me. Listen, I failed history twice, and Matt and I were talking when we were heading to a job last week that I didn't even get interested in U.S. history until after school. I know he's a history guy, so yeah, I don't think I would do very well at all with any of these U.S. history. And I blame the school schedule more than myself. Listen, I'll shut up after this. But who puts history after lunch period? You know what I mean?
You got to sleep.
Right, exactly. Right to sleep. But anyway, enough about me. So you come here, you meet your wife, children.
Yes, I got 3 children.
And I'm only asking because you mentioned it that you guys were watching Home Alone.
Yes.
Yep, 3 children, huh?
Yes. Natalia, she will be 6 on April.
Okay.
And then Daniel, he just turned 4 years this past December.
Okay.
And little Laura, she's 1 year and a half.
Okay. So you got a whole house full, huh?
Yes, busy life.
Busy life. You having any more?
No.
No, you all done now?
I'm done with diapers.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Man, I tell you, it's when they got so my daughter's almost the same age as your oldest. Watching her watch Home Alone for the first time, right? It brings back so many memories of growing up. And this time of year, man, it was so much fun until she starts trying to set booby traps around the house or something like that. But no, that's great, man. Do you guys have any Christmas traditions or around these holidays? Do you have any traditions you share with your family?
Oh, yes. Got it with my mom, my brother, my siblings. Yeah, everybody together.
Yeah, everybody gets together. You guys have dinner and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hit or miss, right? You got some sometimes it's like, oh, holidays are coming. I got to spend time with my family, but it's nice that you guys all like each other and you guys want to spend some time together. That's pretty sweet, man. So when you come here now, you're in the States. You meet your wife. What does she do for a living?
Right now, she owns a little small cleaning company.
Okay.
So yeah.
So now I know you said she was from Honduras, and the reason I ask is like, did she have a hard transition as well?
she has a different story.
She has,
So,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
we'll bring her on the podcast and we'll learn her story. No, I'm just because I'm honestly I don't know much about how that would be, but I'm fascinating to know, about.
That's different case because she came from another farm, so she crossed the border.
Okay,
So she has been here more than me. So she has been here from 2003. She came young.
Okay.
She started working, all that kind of stuff. But we applied for her paperwork, and we're still waiting. So after COVID, the U.S. Embassy over there got so slow.
gotcha.
They got a big backlog on all the kind of documents. So
It's tough, man. It's a tough thing. I think we take for granted. Is being born here and the luxuries that we have. So it's really good to speak with someone who didn't have that luxury. But I mean, I got to tell you, man, it's pretty inspiring to hear that you come over and the language thing alone, how you taught yourself by listening to documents. It's amazing, man. That's pretty cool.
thank you.
Yeah, it makes me feel lazy, so thank you. I would love to learn Spanish, and I can't. I can't because I'm lazy. But yeah, man, that's just it's pretty cool, man. Like I said, we were talking again, and I was like, hey, I don't really know much about you. I was excited to have you on the podcast to get to learn more. I don't know, man. I'm really I'm thinking about I'm just driving around listening to the music and
Just to pick up the language. Like I always go
Yeah.
back. So like in middle school, so 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in middle school, we had to take Spanish, right? And of course, everybody always tells you English. That's the hardest language to learn. Well, I go sit down in Spanish class. I'm like, English is hard. Like I know English. Spanish is difficult. So learning English, do you feel it is like the most difficult? Do you speak any other languages first of all?
Not really.
Not really. Just Spanish and English.
Just little words from another language, but that's
Okay.
it.
yeah.
So do you feel like English was that difficult to learn?
Yeah, it was difficult.
And you feel like you're an adult too when you're learning. So
Yes.
like that's what I don't know. I feel like you grab a hold of things faster when you're a kid, right? And especially if you're around other kids like that. But learning it as an adult.
Well, that's what I meant by the inspiring part, because I've heard this saying that it's harder as an adult, but you were like, hey, I don't have a choice. I'm going to learn this thing.
I
I'm
have
on
to
the
do
work.
this.
Right, and I got this career now that I'm starting, so that's pretty awesome, man.
Yes, because once you notice, if you learn English, it will be opening a lot of doors around here.
So do your children, do they speak Spanish and English?
Yes.
Primarily
We're trying-
English?
Primarily Spanish, but
Okay.
they rather talk to English sometimes.
yeah, it's great. It's great to do both. That's for sure. I think I know I'm doing the same for my kid. Want her to learn Spanish. I think
Yes.
it's a huge tool to have growing up, and I wish I wouldn't have spent 3 years in Latin class in high school. But hey, I can't remember one word from Latin. But no, man, that's all. So, did you ever think about further education when you came over here, going back to college or anything like that?
I thought for a moment, but then I realized,
Done with it, ready to go to work?
yes.
Yeah. That's good, man. So just kind of getting back to that, you went to high school and all in El Salvador, and college in El Salvador. How come you didn't finish?
Because I was in 2012 when we came, right? So before that, I was doing the college, right? But, well, I got all that paperwork going over there, so, well, let's go over there.
So you was just ready, right? At that
Yes,
you were
and that
just-
moment, people kill persons right in front of you, so
it was that time. It was time to get out.
yeah, it's time to get out.
So even with it being so dangerous and the gangs, like you said, the crime, was it emotional? Was it hard to leave at all?
Well, you start living it like it's like a normal day.
Oh, I understand. I mean, not to that extent, and I'm sorry, I'm telling another Mark story. But I grew up in Baltimore City, and I left Baltimore City when I was 21. It's a different world compared to where I moved to. Nothing like your situation. I'm not trying to compare, but what I am trying to say is I understand where you say things. It's just a normal day, right? You would see things that other people who don't live in that area don't see, and it just becomes normal part of life.
Yes.
It doesn't stick out to you like it should but it could also be traumatic, and you don't realize that it's kind of causing trauma, and it's not a normal upbringing until you're out of it and you look back and you realize that it's not. Most people don't grow up that way. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
Yes.
So I mean, I guess like you said, it was kind of a normal part of your day, but you didn't find, was there any difficulty leaving? Because I mean, you were essentially still leaving your home.
Yes, but the thing is, you gotta be cautious. Right? If you see something, well, you gotta keep your mouth shut, basically. If you don't, they're gonna come for you at night.
Yeah, so I'll take that as a heck no, right? It's time to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Yes, but right now the country is doing really good with the new government, so all those things disappeared already. So that was a good thing.
Okay.
Does that make you ever want to go back and visit
I'll go back
when you're ready?
one of these days, maybe.
One of these days. Well, I didn't know if it was important to you to take your children sometime and show them where you came, where you grew up at, and your.
I would like to show them where I grew up, how the life is hard, but I'll still wait until they grew up a little bit. That way they got more
Understand.
comprehensive,
I think that's important. I think it's like, you were talking about hard work and to see that, hey, this is where Dad grew up at, and I'm sure you're providing them with a life that is what do they say? Our goal is to always give our children a better upbringing than we had. But it's important to go back and show them. It's easy to spoil our kids.
Yes.
But they should know that we didn't have it that easy.
Yes.
And then especially in your case, I think that would be pretty awesome. You think they would appreciate it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about your wife? Does she ever have any? She still have family in Honduras?
Yes. She still have family with their parents, sister. She got one more sister here in North Carolina. So.
Okay. So you guys got a pretty big family, huh?
Yes.
All over. Do you ever go down to North Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah, I like.
Now, what part of North Carolina?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good little spot too.
That's right down by Duke and UNC, isn't it? The colleges.
Yes.
Yeah. Nope. Man, Edwin, it's been you've told me a lot about you, man. I told you I wanted to get to know you. I had no idea, man.
Yeah, that was.
Now, did your brother and sister, did they get in? Like, what field did they get into? Not fire protection.
Oh well, right now my brother, he's working for construction company doing like a paving.
Okay.
And then he works at Lowe's on the evenings. So
Okay.
He's single, so he can do a lot of
Just
things.
making that money.
And then my sister, she just started college
Okay.
at New York City.
Oh, New York City.
So
What college you go to?
Pace University. It's right there in
Downtown.
downtown.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Now, is your brother in Virginia still?
Yeah, he's at Virginia.
Virginia. And you're in
Well,
Maryland now.
I used to be in Maryland, but then 2 years ago I moved to Arlington County.
Oh, so you live in Arlington.
Yes.
Man, that's a fun drive every day, isn't it?
Yes.
What,
But
about 2 hours?
in the morning it's 45 minutes, but when you're going back, if I leave around 2 or 3 o'clock, it's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Arlington's only about 45. That's not too bad.
But when we got jobs over in Leesburg or Sterling, that Mount Vernon, I'm happy because
It's
close.
right there.
It's right there.
I have a brother. He lives in Fairfax County, like Newington Forest area.
Oh, okay, I know where it is.
Yep. I don't know anything about Virginia.
Just that we have an office there.
Just that we have an office there. And there's a lot of traffic and a lot of people. So what's your man? If you had to pick, you staying in Virginia?
Yeah, I'll stay in
Yeah,
Virginia.
you're gonna stay there.
So, obviously, you got wife and kids and everything. What do you like to do in your free time then?
On my free time, through the week, I like to read.
Read?
Yes. Right now I'm working on the NFPA books, so I'm working on the nice hits.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Working on the nice sets.
So I got layout level 2 right now, level 2 on ITM, and I got one special hazard. So
All right.
So you're not reading, you're studying.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. That's nice. That's cool, man.
Do you have any hobbies or anything?
I like to explore new places.
Explore new places.
With the family. So
Yep.
I got a minivan, so we drive
all around.
all around. We go to West Virginia.
Okay.
Sometimes we go to Pittsburgh. Sometimes we go to Ohio.
Nice.
And then if we do like a vacation, yes, we go to the beach, but we love the wilderness. So
Okay.
we have been New Hampshire, the White Mountains,
Okay.
Maine.
Nice.
So just exploring everything.
I'm going to Maine the first time this August, man. For like Arcadia. Is it Arcadia National Park?
Yes,
Is that what it is?
Arcadia
Yeah.
National Park.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. What part of West Virginia do you guys go to?
Seneca Rocks,
Okay, Seneca
Yeah.
Rocks. Yep.
Yeah.
I got family right up by there.
that area.
In
So
Canaan Valley.
yeah, so
Do skiing? You guys do any any skiing or snowboarding or anything like that? Any winter sports?
not yet, but we
No?
do like hiking.
Just a lot of hiking.
Yes.
I love that too, man. It's get the kids
know.
out in the nature and
Yeah,
Watch out for
so
them bobcats.
I stroll the kids with a stroller. So
oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
you still got you said a 1.5-year-old, so that's still a
Yes.
stroller. You got to make the 6-year-old, almost 6-year-old, push the stroller
Yes.
up the mountain. Some training. That's awesome.
yes, we love to do all of that. So
You guys do any camping?
yes, we do camping.
You do real camping though, like
Not
like me?
really,
No?
but
I'm in an RV with leather couches and TVs. That's how I camp.
not that at that point. But yes, we love
Yeah.
to explore. Yes,
Yeah, I like that, man. I want to get my daughter into Girl Scouts because I want her to do more outdoor stuff.
yes.
I don't know, it's just fun.
I mean, it's really good for your health. You got fresh air, all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree, and it just keeps you active. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's a good life skill to have and enjoy. It's easy to sit around and watch TV and play video games and play on your tablet, but man, let's get outside and get dirty. She loves to get dirty.
Yep.
So that's half the battle, right? You can't be afraid to get dirty and I don't know. I can't do it with snakes, but besides that, she doesn't care. I don't need to worry about myself. But yeah, you get used to that. That's cool, man. Anything else you guys like to get into?
Yeah. Right now we're planning to do like a sport or something.
Yeah,
To keep the kids busy. So
man. Once it starts, dude, it starts, man.
yeah.
Like,
So
you're at an age now where they got to practice once a week also and then
Yes.
play games. I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought games were bad, and now we're practicing once a week. I think Matt's kids run track, right, and volleyball.
Yep. My oldest does track, and my youngest does volleyball.
Yeah,
She's
it's
getting
good
into
stuff.
travel volleyball. And it's nuts. But hey, she loves it, so I'm there.
yes.
That's good, man. That's awesome, dude. You got 3 kids, so you're gonna be a busy dad, man.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna keep you young. Look, dude, I really appreciate you coming on and telling your
Yes.
story today. I really do. I know we were talking a little bit. You were a little nervous. I told you we're just going to have a conversation, get to know Edwin. I feel like I know you a lot more now.
Yes.
Yes, a lot.
And I appreciate your time this morning. I know you're a busy man, so thank you again for coming on.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Anytime. Do we want to do the question?
Yeah, so of course we do. So yeah, nothing's changing in here in 2025.
right.
So if you've ever listened before, we ask every guest that comes on the same question. And the question is, what would Edwin today say to Edwin 10 years ago coming in the door? Do you have any advice for the person you were 10 years ago when you first walked into Fireline?
Yeah, I was so shy at that moment.
So what would you tell that person?
Well, keep going and never give up.
Keep going, never give up.
It's great advice.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Edwin, well, thank you again, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And everybody, check us out anywhere you get your podcast. Follow us on Instagram at _away podcast. We'll talk to you next time.
See.